everybody, it is me, Alexa, and today we're going to be talking about RANGASTHALAM, the 2018 Telugu film directed by Sukumar and starring Ram Charan and Samantha Akkaneni, both of whom are some of my favorite actors, so I really was excited to rewatch this movie. I did watch this movie once last year. It did appear in my top 10 films that I watched last year video that I made. And so I've been getting a lot of requests to give it a review, but I was like, no, I want to rewatch it first because I haven't watched it since before I even made this channel. I'm pretty sure it was whenever I first watched it. So it's been a while, and I definitely wanted to rewatch it before giving my thoughts, and I decided to do so. I also did make a movie commentary for it, which is an audio track that you can play alongside the movie and hear my thoughts and reactions as you watch. That is available right now for our 5 Meters Deep members, and it'll become available to everyone else in October. The movie was also voted on by our Patreon members, so thank you to them because I was very excited to rewatch this movie. So I liked this movie even more the second time, honestly. The first time I watched it, I remember enjoying it, but I wasn't in love with it or anything. But now that I've rewatched it, I have so much more appreciation for it. I just really love this movie, and I'm like, how did I not like it this much the first time? Maybe I did, and it's just been too long, so I've forgotten. But I really, really loved this movie. Overall, the story I thought was extremely well done. You go through, I love the pacing of the story, so it opens up with this very dynamic shot with Ram Charan riding on his bike, and then comes up to Prakash Raj's character. He's also extremely talented. He's been in so many things. He always pops up. And so his character is getting hit by a car. This is the first few seconds, so this is a spoiler-free review, but this is literally the first few minutes of the film, so this isn't a spoiler, I promise. He gets in a car crash and Ram has to rush him to the hospital, and then there's this beautiful shot of Ram sitting in a window, and it's almost like he's boxed in and trapped because he can't do anything to help Prakash's character. He has to sit there and watch, and he's very distressed, and it's just such a beautiful shot, and it's so well done, and there's so many little moments like that. The whole framing of it, every single shot composition is very purposeful and well done, and you can see a lot of hidden meanings in the shot composition that are really fun to look through and analyze. I'm definitely going to be watching this movie again sometime. I'm probably going to wait a few months again, maybe a year, and then I'll rewatch it, because this is the kind of film that you can just rewatch because it is so well done. The scene with Prakash Raj and Ram at the beginning is of course a flash forwards, and we jump back 2 months later, and we spend the rest of the movie kind of getting to that point, and they go back to it at one other point in the movie before they finally actually catch up to it in the timeline. And that utilization of jumping between where it is, you have to do it right to be able to jump between timelines, and I think that they utilized it extremely well to make it very effective, where we slowly are learning how they got to that point and what everything means, and just it all just slowly builds up, and I think that it was extremely well crafted, well put together. Also brought to life by Ram Charan's best performance, I have to say, is probably this movie. This movie is one of the big reasons he was my favorite actor for a long time. He's still a very close second. Very, very close second. Allu Arjun was a little bit ahead, but Ram Charan is extremely close second, I promise. And I think this movie was one of the huge reasons why, because his acting in this film is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the whole time, I haven't seen all of his movies yet. I've seen a few of them though, and I have to say that this is probably his best performance that I have seen. Samantha also does a great job in it, as well as every other character. Especially, I really love the villain. It's Jagapati Babu. I'm working on memorizing his name because he pops up a lot. He plays a phenomenal villain every time. He just has that great energy to him where he comes in and he has this power and also kind of evilness about him, so he instantly comes on and you're like, yeah, there's a villain. And he just does such a good job with the role and having that aura and just being the part so well. I really enjoy every time I see that he's going to be the villain in it, because I know that it's going to be done well. One huge testament I also have to this film is there are a few over-the-top moments, especially in fight scenes. There's there's one point where Ram Charan throws a guy over his head and throws him back, and that's not the most realistic thing, let's be honest. But the wire work for it was surprisingly well done, and for such an outlandish movement, it didn't look too fake, and I think that that's a huge testament to the film as well, because it does have those over-the-top kind of cheesier moments that some of those more Maz films have a lot of, and they utilize it though, and they execute it extremely well, so it never feels too over the top or cheesy. I think that flipping over set was like the most over the top moment that I noticed. And as I just said, it's just executed so well that it doesn't take away from the movie at all. And I also love the use of character development in this movie. That's another big thing, because they really make you like Ramcharan's character. That's a part of both a testament to the writing and his acting for it, because so of course he has a hard time hearing. He's not completely deaf, but he has trouble hearing, so people have to like shout at him, and he doesn't always want people to know that he's hard of hearing. Like Samantha, he first meets her, he's trying to flirt with her, he doesn't want her to know that he can't hear well. And so there's a lot of drama and fun stuff that happens from that, and that creates a lot of comedy as well as some very serious moments. They do such a good job, so they set him up, Chidi Babu is the character's name, right away, and it just immediately, you know that this is going to be part of it. And I think that they utilize developing his character with this use of the hard of hearing, and everything around him is just extremely well done, especially the romance between him and Samantha as he tries to like not tell her but also respond correctly to what she says. It creates for really comedic moments and some great back and forths. And then of course, as I was talking about earlier, the pacing of the film, like time-wise, so that is a huge testament to also the editing of it. There's never too many like too fast of edits, I didn't feel like, and it was never too slow or anything. They have a lot of really amazing moving shots in this, where like there's a lot of long takes that are moving and following the characters, and there's a huge, I mean, plus to everyone involved hitting their marks, the camera crew, the crew behind them, making sure that they're not seen on set at all, and as well as the actors hitting all their marks and making sure to deliver all their dialogues properly, so they don't have to do it a million times. And I'm sure that some of them they had to, but you know, to try and do it as few times as possible, and to have it turn out so perfectly where it feels so seamless, and you don't even realize that you're watching a longer take normally during them, because it's done so well, it just feels natural. And that's just, I mean, huge props to everyone involved in that, because I mean, longer takes are just harder to do, because if you mess up you have to restart. You know, there's a whole bunch of things that go into taking longer takes, and they have a lot of those just spread out throughout the film, of varying lengths, where they just kind of hold on it. Like there's at the beginning where like Ramcharan's walking, or Ramcharan and his brother are walking into the house, and they just kind of follow him, and you're like, wait, are you still going? Like they're still going, they're having a whole conversation, moving around, and it's just still going. And there's a lot of other great moments of acting, like from the person who plays Chedi Babu's brother, Adhi, as well as Rangama Anti, who's played by Anasuya Bharadwaj. And then there's one amazing moment of acting from the woman who plays their mother, who I believe is Rohini. Yeah, Rohini. And she does, there's this one moment in the film where she has such amazing acting in it. I can't say what it is without huge spoilers, but you know which scene I'm talking about if you've seen it, and you'll know it when you watch it. Where she just does this great expression on her face that really makes you feel the emotions that are going on in the scene, and it's amazing. Like I'm like, it's so good. I remember as I watched it, I remembered watching it the first time and remembered feeling the exact same way that I did the second time watching it. And that's another thing. The movie, I mean, it has these great comedy moments, as I was talking about, with the utilization of the hard of hearing, as well as some other techniques and like other things going on. But they also have these beautifully serious moments. Like I get emotional in one scene. And y'all know which one I'm talking about. And so there's one scene that really is very emotional, and it's extremely well executed, well done, and yeah, that's what makes it so emotional, is how well done it was, and it's a true testament to just the acting and the music for it. Devi Sri Prasad did an absolutely amazing job with all the background music and the songs in this movie. They all have great beats to them. They're all ones I want to listen to, and then the background music, the utilization of the, like, because there's one song like with Samantha and Ramcharan at the beginning whenever he's like first flirting with her and stuff, and then they utilize that song, they turn it into background music by like slightly altering it multiple times throughout to fit different moods and scenes, and it's really well done, because then you recognize it as, oh, that's his love for her, and then it's utilized in different ways throughout the movie to help you make that connection of their thoughts and emotions during it. So there's just a lot of times like that all throughout it where the background music is utilized really well, and the songs themselves are really great, fit into the story well, and work to help move forward everything that's going on. One last thing to talk about before we jump into that shark rating. So this, of course, is a Sukumar film. I've seen a couple of his films now. He's very, very talented, and he's also, I know, known for having plot twists in his movies, and this film has a spectacular plot twist. I'd forgotten about it. I forgot about it, but I remembered it like a moment before it happened, and so I had that nice moment of, oh, it was really great, engaging, and it catches you by surprise. I thought it's really cool. You don't really see it coming, but it makes perfect sense once you know it, and it works. If you look back on the movie, you can see little things kind of like leading up to that and making it make sense, which is great. I love it when they do that with a good plot twist, which Sukumar, he knows how to make a good plot twist, and that's evident in this movie as well as all of his other films. Overall, I mean, this film is just extremely well executed in all regards. I keep going on and on about every little detail, but that's just gonna be it. I really, really like this movie because of that. We are now here for the shark rating. So the official shark rating for this one will indeed be great white, of course. I mean, I cannot find flaws really in this film, and I can't find flaws in this film. I'm trying. I don't got one. The biggest one I got is maybe seeing that a couple times the flashbacks were not super clear, that it did go back in time, but then I'd always figure it out within like a minute or two, so it's not like it was actually difficult. It never made the story confusing or anything. I always knew what was going on. So, and that's with reading subtitles. So I really, really love this film. It's extremely well executed. The acting in it is just so phenomenal, and it pairs with the writing so well that I mean, this is just a great film. Alrighty, so this is all I have to say about RANGASTHALAM. Please leave all of your thoughts on the movie down below in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and hope that y'all are staying safe out there and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!